Good morning, Mr. Matthew. Today, Heng, will explain and demonstrate about a Mastermind computer game that is created by me by using the Python programming language. First of all, my Mastermind game is divided into 6 main parts through 6 different user-defined functions, with each of them has specific use so that my code will look more organized and easy to modify as they are all separated. I've created a main function to organize the flow of my program by calling the others function one by one. For the input and display, I try my best to create a smooth interaction between the user and computer. For example, my program will print a welcome message, ask player to input their name, display game rules, print the color representation table, prompt the user to insert their guess, give them hints, and display the result when the game is ended. Besides, creating and updating lists is one of the main fundamentals of my program. As evident, I have used the list to store the type of colors, the color code, and the guessing list by the player. Moreover, a compare list and a correct position list is created to check the guessing and generate hint for the user. In every new game, my program will have to generate a new color code in random for the user to guess. Therefore, I have imported the random library and used the random integer method to generate a color code list by randomly choosing 4 colors from the predefined color list. To check the validation of input and handle the error that may be made by the user, I have used the if statement together with relational and logical operator for the player guessing function. If the user input a U, then the latest selected color will be undone, and if the user input a C, then the previous selected colors will be clear to reset the guessing. If the input of user is a valid color, then the selected color will be automatically appended into the guessing list. However, if the input is none of the above, then an error message will be displayed, and the user will have to re-enter a valid selection again. Lastly, loops is necessary for my program. For example, for loops is used to repeat the checking process by 4 times to make sure all of the elements in guessing list is compared with the corresponding position in the color code to find out whether they are correct in both color and position or not. Whereas the while loops is used in the second part instead of for loops is because the compare list is not a constant value and it may be manipulated during the looping process. In second part, the process of comparison between every element of the guessing list and the compare list is repeated to determine whether there is any colors from the guessing is matched with one of the colors in color code, regardless of the correctness of the position. Now I will demonstrate on how my Mastermind computer game works. Let's run the program. First, the user will see a welcome message and a statement that asks the user to enter their name. After that, the program will ask the user whether to proceed to the tutorial or not. Input Y for yes and S to skip. If the user input anything other than Y or S, then an error message will be printed and the user will have to re-enter their choice again. Also, my program can compromise with any letter case, as long as the alphabet is the same. For example, the user input a lowercase y for yes. Then the program will proceed to the tutorial and the game rules will be displayed along with the color representation table. For demonstration purpose, let's set the color code as blue, white, orange, and green. Then the program will require the user to key in their guess for 4 colors. For example, the user input O for orange, W for white, and R for red. Suddenly, the user wants to change the last action, so the user can input U to undo. Then the user input B for blue. Oops, this time the user wants to reset his choices for this round, so he can input a C to clear the color and re-enter again. And for sure, if the user key in any invalid input, then an error selection message will be printed, and the user will be asked to re-enter the input again. Now we will look into the hint generation. Let's input B for blue, W for white, O for orange, and R for red. After matching with the actual answer, the hint will show the correct color in correct position is 3, while the correct color in wrong position is 0. For the second guess, let's exchange the position of white and orange. Enter B for blue, O for orange, W for white, and R for red. Now we can see the hint change to correct color in correct position is 1, because blue is still correct. But the correct color in wrong position is 2. For the third guess, what if the user input 2 same colors? For example, blue, red, and pink. The hint will still show only one color in correct position, but another blue won't be counted as correct color in wrong position. If the user can make the right guess within 11 rounds, then the user will be automatically considered to fill the game. After that, the user will be asked whether to play another new game or not. Let's input K. Oops! Error message. Now let's input Y for yes to play a new game. This time, we set the color code to duplicate colors. Blue, white, blue, green, and run the program. Input name and S to skip. If the user input blue, red, orange, and pink, the hint will only show one color in correct position because we prioritize the blue in correct position instead of the wrong position. If the user input blue, blue, red, pink, the hint will show one color in correct position and one another color in wrong position. Now we input the right answer, blue, white, blue, green. Once the user makes the correct guess, the loop will stop and a congratulations message will be displayed along with the number of attempts. This time we input an N to stop the program. That's all from my presentation. Thank you.